Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a set booster box of Kaldheim to open up and analyze. Now before we do, I do want to put a big thank you out there to the 2,000 subscribers who have now joined the channel. I never expected that to happen in the first year, so thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. And to the 8 people who are supporting me financially through the membership of mtgboxanalysis.com, thank you. To Andrew J, James C, Jevin H, Jimmy F, Josh S, Frank S, Paul H, and TCG Baja, thank you so much. All right, so without further ado, let's crack open this old-shaped set booster box and see if we can find any value. There's still quite a few cards in this set, valued over $10, including 3 different versions of Vorinclex that we could see. So despite the Phyrexia reprinting, the Vorinclex in this set is doing quite well. So let's just see how this does. I've opened a few of these on the channel, but it's been quite a while. So let's just, yep, no pull tab on these. Let's just open them up, see what kind of cards we get, and we'll run the MTG box analysis. So we're going to start off with our first card is going to be a signed art card. So this is going to be a Vault Robber. Very cool to see that. I am a fan of the signed art cards. And this set does have the snow-covered lands. The snow-covered island is the only one valued over $1, so we'll keep an eye out for that. So we got ourselves a Demonic Gifts, followed by a Coma's Faithful, a Death Knell Berserker, with an Elder Fang Disciple, Feed the Serpent. Then we're going to see a Rune of Sustenance, followed by a Battershield Warrior, and our rare is going to be Rise of the Dreadmarn coming out of black. And we are going to see a showcase rare, Jorn, God of Winter. Don't believe Jorn's going to be one of our high values, but it's still nice to see a god in the set. And then we're going to see one of kind of like the, just a regular common, I guess, a Berg Strider coming in at the back. Not sure why that's back there. Then we get a Miss of Lathargia in foil with a non-token token. All right, so fantastic. As I said, it's been quite a while since I opened up this set. I'll get back into it. Oh my god, we got a second signed art card. Now that's pretty cool. I do collect the signed art cards. They're not high value or anything. So this is going to be Revitalize. Very cool. All right. I just think they're neat. All right, so there's the snow-covered island, currently valued just over $1. And then we're going to see an Augury Raven, followed by a Raven Form, Carfell Harbinger, Depart the Realm, a Mist Walker. Then we're going to see a Shimmerdrift Veil with a Runed Crown, Rune of Flight, and we're going to see a Graven Lore as our rare. With this time we see a showcase, but it is an uncommon Nefari Betrayer King with a Finn the Fang Bearer, Mr. Death Touch with poison counters. Very cool. And then a Troll Warrior. So I think Finn has dropped off a little bit from a value perspective. I will be putting up all the prices. Okay, now this may be an error box. I'll be putting up all the prices on the screen. If every single one of these is signed, I'm going to be a happy collector. Let's see what this one is. So this is going to be the Funeral Longboat. All right, so that's 3 for 3. The most I've ever seen in the set booster box is 4 signed art cards, so if we get 30 of them, amazing. All right, Snow-Covered Mountain, followed by a Raider's Carve, a Doomscar Titan, Carder Doomscourge, Dragger's Helm, Immerstum Skullkiren, Kardar's Vicious Return, Port of Carfell, the 3 Seasons, and then our rare is going to be a Tyrite Sanctum. Nice land rare there, with a Spirit of Aldergard coming in, uncommon. And then there is the art card, the Funeral Longboat, with another non-token token. I think if I remember correctly, this set has a lot of non-token tokens. That's fine. All right, I think we have an error box here. Every single one of these is going to have a signature on the art cards, and I am okay with that. So this is going to be an Immersion Skullkiren. Very nice. Then we get an Arctic Tree Line, followed by a Jarl of the Forsaken, a Way Down, a Wither Crown, Dragger Recruiter, Dogged Pursuit, a Dread Rider, a Frenzied Raider, Usher of the Fallen, and we're going to see a Graven Lore coming in as our rare from the main set. With a second rare, this is going to be kind of one of the theme booster rares. This is going to be a Surtland Elementalist with a Frostpeak Yeti and a treasure token. All right, can we go 5 for 5 on signed art cards? I've never seen this happen before. We absolutely can. There's another one. So I'm going to stop flipping these over, and I'll just put on the screen who the artist is and what they are, because otherwise we'll be here all day. All right, so we got ourselves an Alpine Meadow, followed by a Frostpeak Yeti, a Frostbite, a Pilfering Hawk, a Berg Strider, Lajara Kinseekers, Goldvein Pick, Rune of Sustenance, followed by a Battershield Warrior, and then we're going to see a Haunting Voyage Mythic coming in. It's going to be a pretty decent hit, valued just over $5. And behind that, we're going to see a Grim Draugr, just a regular old common, and then a Feed the Serpent in foil with a Krark's Thumb coming in off the list. Nice to see that rare list hit there. Where should we put those? I guess I'll just blend the lands and we'll put that over there for now, since we're going to have a full stack of signed art cards. Has anyone else ever seen that before? Here's another one. Very cool. All right. We got ourselves an Ice Tunnel in foil. Then we're going to see a Giant Ox, followed by a Revitalize, a Doomscar Oracle, with an Iron Verdict, Code Spell Cleric, Path to the World Tree, with the Trickler's God Heist, and then we're going to see a Divine Gambit, with the Bloody Massacre as our rare saga, and there is a card behind it. It is just a Sculptor of Winter, with a Glittering Forest, and an Elf Warrior. I've been sitting on this box for almost a year, and not knowing that there was a full sleeve of signed art cards in every single pack. Fantastic. All right, so we got a Highland Forest, a Priest of the Haunted Edge, a Bloodline Pretender, Glade Walker Ritualist, Lajara Glade Warden, Lajara Mirror Lake, Absorb Identity, Morit of the Frost, followed by an Icebind Pillar, and then our rare is going to be an Eska's Chariot, so the cat vehicle, followed by a Frostpeak Yeti, with a Cinderheart Giant, and a Zombie Berserker token in the back. All right, another signed art card. Ice Tunnel, followed by a Cinderheart Giant, a Squash, Undersea Invader, a Demon Bolt, with a Frenzied Raider, Usher of the Fallen, another Bloodline Pretender, Glade Walker Ritualist, with Raideen, God of the Worthy, coming in as our rare from the Showcase series. Not a high value hit. Right behind it, we're going to see a Boreal Outrider, a Bloodline Pretender in foil, and a non-token token. So only one card over $5 so far. However, some of the big hitters we're looking for is Eska, God of the Tree, another signed art card there. We're also looking for the Goldspan Dragon, Koma, the Cosmos Serpent, as well as Ovar the Allform, Toski Bearer of Secrets, and Vorinclex Monstrous Raider. So there are 3 of those available, Phyrexian, Showcase, and Regular Frame. And the Regular Frame is the most valuable. So we've got ourselves a Plains. 1 second. Need to fix that. Make that sorting easier at the end. All right, so we got a God's Hall of Guardian, a Wings of Cosmos, a Snakeskin Veil, a Ravenous Lindworm, a Spectral Steel, an Axgard Armory, Noel the Forge Master, and then we're going to see Sigrid, God Favored, coming in as our rare. And right behind it, we are going to see Toraf, God of Fury, Mythic coming in. Toraf is going to hold some value, just over $3. And we are going to see the Replicating Ring coming in as our artifact. Useful card, just not high value anymore. Then we get an Icehide Troll with a Dwarfen Berserker in the back. All right, final pack in stack 1. We'll see if the signed art cards continue in the next stack. I guess it all depends on how they were packed. All right, so we got ourselves a Snow-Covered Plains, followed by a Village Rites. We're going to see an Infernal Pet, Raise the Draugr, Karfell Kennel Master, with a Nefari Betrayer King. Then we're going to see a Blizzard Brawl, with a Spirit of Aldergard, Boreal Outrider, and we're going to see a Pyre of Heroes coming in as our rare. And that'll be our only rare, but we're going to see a Firja, Judge of Valor, coming in from the showcase with a Village Rites and an Angel Warrior. All right, so stack 1 down. All of those had signed art cards, and 1 list hit. The signed art cards continue. So thank you to whoever packed this box over at WotC. I appreciate that. I might be the one person on the planet who collects the signed art cards. All right, Snow-Covered Swamp, Beatneck Berserker, Haggy Mob, followed by Tormentor's Helm, Open the Omen Paths, and right behind that we got a Renegade Reaper with a Frisia, Judge of Valor, an Ascent of the Worthy, Great Hall of Starnheim, with a Frisia Retribution coming in as our rare from as a saga. And behind that, we've got an Icehide Troll with a Squash and a Spirit Token. All right, we might have a list hit there in the back, but it could also be one of those blank cards for the double sides. So we got another signed art card here. Separate that from the land, Snow-Covered Plains. Then we got ourselves a Mammoth Growth, Sarulf's Packmate, with a Struggle for Skemfar, Guardian Gladewalker, King Harold's Revenge, with Nico Defies Destiny. Then we're going to see Kaya's Onslaught, with Inga Rune Eyes, and a Crippling Fear coming in as our rare, with a Cleaving Reaper coming in as our second rare. Unfortunately, neither of those are high value. Then we get a Snakeskin Veil, and we are going to see a Shambling Shell coming in from Ravnica off the list. Very cool. So we're up to 2 list hits now, 1 rare and 1, I believe, just a regular old common. Another signed art card. That's just amazing. All right, Snow-Covered Island coming in foil, so this should be valued a little more than $1. Then we're going to see a Raise the Draugr, followed by a Karfell Kennel Master, a Skullrave, a Grim Draugr, Draugr Thought Thief, Warchanter Scald, Saw It Coming, followed by Vega the Watcher, and then we're going to see In Search of Greatness coming in as our rare, with a Finn the Fangbearer coming in Showcase, with a Tybalt's Trickery coming in foil. So this is going to be valued just over $3 in non-foil. Kaldheim, I don't think, was printed to oblivion foil-wise, so this could hold a little premium value. And then we get an Icy Manolith coming in as a token. Wow. All right, I'm just blown away. I think it's just kind of neat to see all the artist signatures and how different they are. Obviously, these are never going to be worth anything. They were printed to oblivion. They're not original. But I figure if nobody else is collecting it, I might as well. All right, so we got another island here, an Axgard Cavalry, followed by Dwarven Reinforcements, the Goldmaw Champion, Shackles of Treachery, with Abounding Gold. And then we got a Valor of the Worthy, followed by a Rampage of the Valkyries, a Maskwood Nexus coming in as our rare. This is going to be valued just over $2. And then we're going to see a Frost Augur with a Valor of Worthy in foil and a non-token token in the back. All right, so I'm just going to slide this pile up and out of the way. Just bumped it with my other hand, so it just keeps on happening. Love it. All right, we got a Woodland Chasm, a Horizon Seeker, a Grizzled Outrider, an Elderleaf Mentor, Roots of Wisdom, Rune of Might, Weathered Runestone, Rune of Speed, and we're going to see an Old Growth Troll coming in as our rare, valued just over $1. And we're going to see a Tegrid, God of Fright, coming in as our second rare. This is going to have a little bit of value at just over $3. And Tegrid is probably best known for the lantern on the back, right? Tapping, somebody loses 3 life, or they sacrifice a non-land permanent, or they discard a card. And then you just pay 4 to untap it, and you can keep doing that multiple times in the turn if you've got lots of mana. So we're going to Vega the Watcher, a Haggy Mob, and we're going to see a Chemister's Insight coming in. Very cool. Uncommon off of the list, and there's the Haggy Mob. So that's 3 list hits, about halfway through the box. So we should see, hopefully, our average of 6 or 7. Another signed art card there, looking very cool. They always stick to the land behind them. So we got a Snowfield Sinkhole with a Run Ashore, Strategic Planning, Miss of Letargia, Brine Barrow Intruder, a Null, Bind the Monster, Gates of Istafel, Nico Defies Destiny, with a Tundra Firmoil, Firmerole coming in from red, just as a rare, not a high value rare, with an Inga Eyes of Ruin, a Ravenous Lindworm, and a Dwarf Berserker in the back. All right, another signed art card, just amazing. I know, I'm going to say it 30 times. So we got a Glacial Floodplain, a Mask Scald, Story Seeker, Warhorn Blast, Beskir Shieldmate. We're going to see a Starnheim Aspirant coming in. I think, yeah, this is going to be one uncommon that's valued over $1. It's the only one in the set. There is one additional one. It's number 382. It's the Youthful Valkyrie. So this one's currently valued around $2.90. The Youthful Valkyrie, if we can find it, is valued over $10 as an uncommon. The reason why they're rare is you can only get them in theme boosters and set boosters. And they're not available in foil, just so you're aware. Wow, look at that. So we just picked up $13 right there in those 2 cards. That's amazing. So we're just going to put those down in our rare pile so I can sort them later. So we got ourselves a Valkyrie Sword, followed by a Shepherd of Cosmos. Then we're going to see a Tundra Firmoil again, with a Frostbite, and a Morit of the Frost, with a Dwarven Berserker. So I'm actually going to pull out the Youthful Valkyrie, since that's our first card over $10, so we can all just kind of look at it. So that's pretty cool to be able to see that uncommon. Now, if we can see another one, that'd be even better. All right, another signed art card here. I'm so used to saying non-signed art card because you get so many in a box. So we got the Rimewood Falls, followed by a Sculptor of Winter, a Glittering Frost, Jasper Sentinel, Dusk Wielder, Masked Vandal, Runed Crown, Rune of Flight, and then we're going to see a Faceless Haven coming in, rare land, with a Bark Channel Pathway. So this pathway is going to be valued right around $3.56. There are 3 other pathways in this set, all valued at $6. We just happen to hit the lowest value one. Maybe we'll see some others. Then we get an Icebind Pillar, God's Hall of Guardian, and a Treasure Token. All right, fantastic. There we go again. All right, I think it's going to be the whole darn box. And you may have just seen a little something there. So we got a Snow-Covered Forest with a Disdainful Stroke. I don't know why I can't separate. I'm not using any lotion or anything. So we got a Scorn Effigy, Behold the Multiverse, Kaya's Onslaught, an Inga Rune Eyes, Rune of Might, Weathered Runestone, Rune of Speed, and we're going to see Varagoth Bloodsky Sire coming in as our rare. It's going to be valued just around $2. And then we're going to see a Shimmer Drift Veil with what we just saw a second ago. So this time it's going to be the Blight Step Pathway coming in Borderless. This is going to be a pretty decent hit, especially in foil. We'll just flip it over so you can see the other side, so you can see the sear step pathway. So I'll just put the value on the screen because I'm not sure what it is for foil. But I would imagine there is a little bit of a premium there. In fact, I'm so much confident, I'm going to put it up there. All right, another signed art card, an Arctic tree line in foil with a funeral longboat, invoke the divine, a battlefield raptor, a stalwart Valkyrie, a Starnheim courser, raven wings, clarion spirit, and we're going to see a rally the ranks coming in as our rare, not high value, but we get a backup rare. It is Furja's Retribution with a Moreet the Frost, and then a Dread Rider in foil with a plane shift Sunscape Battle Mage coming in, another uncommon off of the list. Very cool to see that. Nice to see the really old cards. All right, stack number 3. I think we have another list hit here. And we continue the signed art cards with a Snow-Covered Swamp in foil, a Cavern Hulk, a Smashing Success, hopefully that's what this box is, a Seize the Spoils, Immersturm Raider, Tuskegee Firewalker, the Glade Warden, the Mirror Lake. We're going to see a Mystic Reflection coming in, value just over $1, with a Bergi God of Storytelling coming in. This is going to be a pretty decent hit at around $7. And behind it, we're going to see an Icehide Troll, a foil Battle for Brettengard coming in as a rare. That's very nice to see another rare foil. And from the list, we are going to see a Goblin Lore coming in from Portal. So we'll put Bergi right up here. I think that's going to be another decent hit for us. Don't know how many cards over $10 we're going to see. Maybe we'll get to see one. Maybe there's a Vorinclex in here. Maybe there's a Goldspan Dragon. That would be very cool. I like that in art form. So we got a Volatile Fjord, an Arachnoform, an Icehide Troll, Broken Wings, Notvold Recluse, Rune of Mortality, another Finn the Fangbearer, Binding the Old Gods, Fall of the Imposter, and then we're going to see a Starnheim Unleashed coming in Borderless. This is going to be I think a pretty decent hit. Maybe not as much as I thought. I think this might be around $2. But I'll put it on the screen just in case I am wrong. And then we get an Avalanche Caller with a Story Seeker and an Elf Warrior. Still nice to see a Borderless Mythic showing up in a set booster box. You don't see too many of those, especially not way back in the day. There's Eska, God of the Tree. That's one of the cards that we're looking for over $10 in regular form, not in art form, with a Snow-Covered Swamp. Then we are going to see a Skull Raid, a Grim Draugr, Draugr Thought Thief, Run Ashore, Strategic Planning, an Elven Ambush, Herald King of Skemfar, with Skemfar Elderhall. And then our rare is going to be a Showdown of the Scalds. If you can tell, I'm not Norwegian or Viking in any way. These are not familiar words to me. Then we got a Glittering Frost with a Run Amok and a Spirit. All right, so that's who we want to see, Mr. Vorinclex right there. Just so we've now seen all of the hits in signed art card. Now we want to see them in regular frame. So we got a Snow-Covered Mountain, a Vault Robber, Run Amok, Breakneck Berserker with a Haggy Mob, Tormentor's Helm, an Absorb Identity, followed by a Moreet of the Frost, and our rare is going to be a Blood on the Snow, not high value, with a Cosmos Elixir right behind it, also not high value, but is valued over $1. And then we get a Pilfering Hawk and a Null, and not sure what set that is, but that's a Rite of Flame rare coming in. Okay, very cool. I mean, it looks like M21 in the Showcase series, but it is SS3. Well, I'll put it on the screen for you. I always do my research. All right, another signed art card. Very cool. Welcomed. Snow-Covered Forest, the Fearless Pup, Mammoth Growth, Sorrowful's Packmate, Struggle for Skemfar, Guardian Gladewalker, King Harold's Revenge, the Horizon Seeker, a Brettengard Stronghold, with an Immersion Predator coming in as our rare. It's actually a fun card to play with. Played with that before. And then we got a Priest of Haunted Edge with a Stalwart Valkyrie coming in foil. This is not the card we're looking for. And then we got ourselves a bird token in the back. I think we're down to about 5 or 6 packs to go. Not a ton of value in this box, but I bet if we add it all up, especially the signed art cards, which are generally 30 to 50 cents, right? So that's the money in the bank. I bet we're going to do okay. So we got a Sulphurous Mire, Mists of Letargia, the Brine Barrow Intruder, another Annul, with a Bind the Monster, Disdainful Stroke, Scorn Effigy, Skemfar's Shadow Sage, an Elderfang Ritualist, and then we're going to see a Hengegate Pathway. This is going to be the most valuable pathway at just over $6. So awesome. Well, we'll just put that there. Then we get a Kardar Doomscourge with Kardar's Vicious Return in foil and an Angel Warrior. So back in the day, back in kind of the days of the square boxes, they were very theme heavy on these set boosters, as far as like, trying to put a lot of white cards together, a lot of blue cards, a lot of cards that have very similar names. Here we are being teased again. This is the Vorinclex Monstrous Raider, I believe, in the Showcase series, but in signed art form. So we got a Woodland Chasm, Open the Omen Paths, an Axguard Cavalry, Dwarven Reinforcements, Goldmaw Champion, Shackles of Treachery, Bound in Gold, an Axguard Braggart, Icebind Pillar, with a Doomscar coming in as our rare. And we get a Berg Strider with a King Harold's Revenge and a non-token token. 3 packs to go. 1 card over $10. Too much to ask? We'll find out. Who knows? There could be one over in that list pile. I just don't know yet. All right, so we got another Snow-Covered Island, Grizzled Outrider, an Elderleaf Mentor, Roots of Wisdom, Sculptor of Winter, Glittering Frost, Jasper Sentinel, a Dusk Wielder, Maja Brettengard Protector, with Tybalt's Trickery, this time in non-foil. So we now have 2 of those, with a Frostbite, a Raven Form, and a Splicer's Skill coming in from Modern Horizons 1. Just an uncommon. All right, 2 packs to go here. One more. There's Jorn in a signed art card. Then we got the Snow-Covered Mountain, Behold the Multiverse, and Augur Raven, Raven Form, Carfell Harbinger, Depart the Realm, Mistwalker, Shimmer Drift Veil, a Thorn Mantle Striker, another Old Growth Troll, with a Svella Ice Shaper, and a Starnheim Courser coming in foil with a Human Warrior. All right, final Kaldheim set booster pack. If there is no big hit in this, I will put a link at the end of the video so you can watch me actually open a Vorinclex. It happened to be out of a random booster pack, not a box. So just a quick 1-minute video for you. All right, so we got a Snowfield Sinkhole, Valor of the Worthy, Master Scald, Nefari Betrayer King, Blizzard Brawl, Spirit of the Alderguard, Boreal Outrider, an Elven Ambush, Herald King of Skemfar, and then we're going to see a mythic in the back. We're going to see Kaya the Inexorable, valued just around $4, with a Maja Brettengard Protector in Showcase, with a Coma's Faithful, and we're going to see the Saber Ants in the back from the list from Mercidian Masks. So very cool. So I will get everything sorted, organized, priced, and be right back with the MTG Box Analysis. In today's MTG Box Analysis, we're going to review the cards we were eligible to pull out of a set booster pack and compare that to the cards that we saw in the box. Then we're going to take a look at the set coverage, coverage by rarity, as well as duplication for this box. And from a value perspective, we're going to take a look at the value of the cards we could have seen and break down the actual observed value. Then we'll close it out with a summary. I've also prepared a small comparison of this box opening to another that we've done on the channel. If you want to go deeper into the analysis and see all of the metrics for this box plus at least 80 others, simply join the channel at the Give Me the Data level. Let's get things started by taking a look at what we saw in this box. This chart shows all the foils that we saw in orange, the non-foils in green, and the cards we were eligible to see in gray. In the non-foil space, we saw a variance of 19 cards between blacks 34 and greens 53. In the foil space, we saw a more consistent distribution with blue and black having 4 cards each and green maxing out at 6. In this box, we also saw 3 foil and 13 non-foil snow-covered lands, 1 foil showcase and 12 non-foil showcase, as well as 1 foil and 1 non-foil borderless cards. Moving into coverage, in the non-foil space, we saw 229 unique cards out of a possible 353, which means that we saw 65% of the cards we were eligible to pull. Our highest coverage among the primary colors of Magic was in white, seeing 79% of the cards we were eligible to see. Also of note, we saw every single one of the 10 snow-covered lands in this box. In the foil space, we saw 35 cards, which gave us 11% coverage of the 333 cards we were eligible to see. This time around, our highest coverage was in green with 15% coverage. Taking a look at coverage by rarity, in the non-foil space, we saw 100% of the commons and 68% of the uncommons. We also saw 31 unique rares for 36% coverage and 4 mythics for 11% coverage. In the foil space, we saw 23% of the commons, 4% of the uncommons, and 3 rares for 4% coverage. In total, this box contained 34 unique rares and 4 mythics from the main set. However, 4 of our rares were duplicates, which means that we actually saw 38 rares and 4 mythics in these 30 packs. And speaking of duplication, we didn't see any repeats in the foil space, but we did see 85 non-foils repeated 96 times for a box duplication rate of 27%. Before we take a look at the value that we saw in this box, let's baseline with a look at the market value of the set as of March 1st, 2023. This chart shows all 353 cards from Kaldheim that you can pull out of a set booster pack, broken down by category and dollar ranges. Currently, the set features 11 cards valued over $10. However, today I'm going to show you the top 12 cards. They are the Coma Cosmos Serpent, valued at $10.05, the Youthful Valkyrie, valued at $10.29, which is only available in theme boosters and set boosters. Then there's also the Coma's Coil Token, valued at $10.62. That's your 12th card. There's also the Toski Bearer of Secrets, valued at $12.33, the Goldspan Dragon, valued at $12.58, and the Showcase Asika God of the Tree, valued at $14. Then we have the Showcase and Standard Frame Ovar the All-Form, which are pretty close to $15, and there's the Standard Frame Asika God of the Tree, valued at $17.61, and then there's 3 Vorinclex Monstrous Raiders with the Phyrexian pulling in $54.40, the Showcase at $65.48, and their Standard Frame at an amazing $74.07. And if that wasn't enough, the set also features 19 cards valued between $5 and $10, and 34 cards valued between $1 and $5. The remaining 289 cards are valued under $1. If you were to add up the non-foil market prices of all 353 cards available to pull from a set booster pack, you'd be looking at a combined market value of $579.50. Now let's take a look at the actual value that we saw in this box, starting off with the non-foils. Unfortunately, we only saw 1 card valued over $10, and it was number 11 on the list, and that was the Youthful Valkyrie, coming in at $10.29. We did see 4 cards valued between $5 and $10, and 14 cards valued between $1 and $5. The remaining 303 non-foils in the box were all valued less than $1. In the foil space, we didn't see any cards valued over $10, but we did see 2 surprise hits, with Finn the Fangbearer fetching 9.5 times more than its non-foil version at $5.05, and the Bloodline Pretender valued at $7.93, which is 8.5 times more than its non-foil counterpart. The Blightstep Pathway was a great hit, however, the foil version is only valued 1.1 times more than its non-foil counterpart at $7.03. We also saw 3 foils valued between $1 and $5, but the other 29 foils were all valued less than $1. Being a set booster box, each pack contained an R card. Now, if you watch the box opening, you already know the story, but if you're watching the analysis-only version, buckle up. Normally, a set booster box contains somewhere between 1 and 4 gold stamp signature cards. Now, these aren't particularly rare or valuable, but hey, they are the premium version of the art cards. Well, in this box, we didn't see 5, or 10, or 15, but we saw 30 gold stamp signature cards in the box. That's right, this was an error box with every single pack containing a signed art card. Pretty sweet for me because I collect these. Replacing 8 of our tokens were cards from the list. 6 of these were valued under $1, but 2 of them were not. Our 2 list hits were the Rite of Flame from the Chandra Signature Spellbook series, valued at $3.57, and the Krark's Thumb from Mirrodin, valued at $8.39. So how did this box perform? Well, I purchased this box from Card Kingdom way back in June of last year for $109.99. The market price for this box as of March 1st is $107.49. Today's set booster box contained 30 packs with 12 cards each, allowing us to see 360 cards. Those 30 signed art cards from the box are currently valued at $19.39. The 8 cards that we saw from the list are valued at $12.83. The 19 tokens that we saw are valued at $4.29. The 16 foil and non-foil snow-covered lands are valued at $8.80. Our remaining 32 foils are valued at $30.08. And finally, the 312 non-foils from the main set have a total value of $106.85. Add it all up, and the grand total for this box comes up to be $182.24, which means that this box is a gain of $72.25 over my purchase price and a return of 166% of the box price in card value. Now, for those of you interested in cards valued just over $2, the numbers look like this. In total, we saw 21 cards valued over $2 in the box, and they have a current combined market value of $105.34, which means that those 21 cards represent 58% of the total box value and almost covered my cost for the box. How does this box compare to the one that I opened up on August 10th of last year? Let's find out. Today's box saw the lowest percentage coverage with 65%, whereas the previous box covered 75% of the set in non-foil. Today's box saw 1 additional foil, which led to a 1% increase in the foil coverage over the previous box. Now, the reason the coverage is so skewed is that today's box saw 27% duplication, but in the previous box, we saw 10% less. Today's box saw less rares with 38, whereas the other box saw 42. But from a mythic perspective, both boxes contained 4. Today's box obviously saw 30 signed art cards, whereas the previous box was a little light with 29 non-signed and only 1 signed art card. Both boxes saw 8 cards from the list, and in both boxes we saw 2 rares, but the common-uncommon numbers differed slightly. Neither box saw any mythics from the list. Now let's take a look at the value that we saw in these 2 boxes. I've adjusted the prices of all of the cards in the boxes to make sure that we're looking at the market prices as of March 1st, 2023, and doing a true apples-to-apples comparison. Now, in the art card category, today's box obviously saw more value with 30 signed art cards compared to 1. However, it was over 5 times more valuable at $19.39. Today's box also saw more value from the list with $12.83 in card value. The first box saw more value in the tokens with $6.79, and today's box was slightly higher in value in the snow-covered lands due to an extra foil. In the common space, today's box saw a little more value with $19.39 in card value, and in the uncommon space, we saw significantly more value today because of a few surprise foil hits, beating out the first box by 30% or $12.51. In the rares, the previous box was better in total value, but it did also contain 4 additional rares. Now, if we stopped calculating there, the 2 boxes are pretty close, and if we just forget about art cards entirely, these 2 boxes are currently within $10 of each other. But we can't do that. We have to look at the mythics. Today's box saw $15.91 in mythics, and the previous box saw an astounding $83.11, thanks to seeing the best card in the set, the Vorinclex Monstrous Raider at $74.07. In the end, the first box was just amazing, seeing a 200% return with $224.14 in card value, compared to today's box with only $182.24. Both boxes were amazing, and if that Vorinclex wasn't in the first box, today's box would have won. I hope you've enjoyed this look at Kaldheim. I'll be cracking open a collector booster box over the weekend and sharing the results Monday, March 6th. Until next time, do something amazing.